love this song. But there are some musicians who don't. I work on a cruise ship from time to time, and sometimes the passengers ask the silliest questions. Well, one could hardly blame them for being stupid. The cruise lines, the brochures, the travel agents all say, "Leave your brains at home." Buy our cruise, we'll do all the thinking for you. So they do. They leave their brains at home. And they ask the same questions cruise after cruise. "Excuse me, what time is the midnight buffet?" 4 in the morning, we try and hide it from you. "Do these stairs go up or down?" "Do you live on the ship?" "No, I commute every day from Northern California." "And yourself?" "Do you generate your own electricity on the ship?" "No, we have a 10,000-mile extension cord. We plug it in, we reel it out, we pick it up on the way back. And if it gets hung up on the rocks, we got 40,000 D-cell batteries in the hold." On the Alaska run, "Are these glaciers here all year?" "No, we have Disney fly them in for the season." "What time tomorrow are we going to see the whales?" "All right, 2 o'clock. Which side of the ship will they be on?" "Now, we got an appointment with the whales, right?" On the run to the Soviet Union. "Hello, what will the temperature be in port tomorrow?" "You mean in Leningrad?" "No, in Fahrenheit." But the killer question is, if the weather is bad and there's no trap shooting on deck, will it be held indoors? "Yes, madam, in your stateroom." So there was a musician on board who hated New York, New York. Now, I don't mind it myself. It's a perfectly nice song, well crafted. It is, however, the most over-requested song of the 1980s on cruise ships. And the way he'd approach it is he'd get up at the beginning of each cruise and he'd say, "Is there anybody here who wants to hear New York, New York?" And somebody would say, "Yeah, I like it. It's a nice tune." He said, "I'm going to play it for you. Just don't ask for it again." So before he left, I wrote this for him. Start spilling the booze. The devil's to pay. Someone is gonna ask me to play New York, New York. It's played on a cruise 19 times a day. It's become quite a task to play New York, New York. Why glorify a dirty city without a heart? Well, to be perfectly frank, Sinatra has rank, and singing his song means success at the bank. So who could refuse to do it my way? I will put on my mask and play New York, New York, though it means filth and grime and 50 kinds of crime. I'll sing to use you, Nork, you, Nork. There is a new minority in America. These people have lifted themselves up from poverty and obscurity by the sweat of their own bootstraps to positions of wealth and prominence, and they are suffering the most malicious kind of humor. Terrible, terrible jokes like, "Do you know how to save a drowning lawyer?" "No? Good." What's the difference between a dead snake lying in the middle of the road and a dead lawyer lying in the middle of the road? There are skid marks in front of the snake. Heaven and hell, we have been told, are above and below us. They are not. In fact, they are side by side. And one day the Lord is inspecting the fence, and it comes across a part in very bad repair. He summons the devil. Yoo-hoo, Mephistopheles! Nothing. Nick! Puff of smoke. There's the devil. The Lord says, fix the fence. The devil says, I'm not going to fix the fence. The Lord says, if you don't fix the fence, I'm going to hire a lawyer and write up papers. The devil says, where are you going to find a lawyer? Isn't this awful? How can you laugh at this stuff? They're not going to use monkeys anymore for scientific medical experiments. The animal rights activists are up in arms. They're going to use lawyers instead. They breed faster in captivity. And there's less chance of becoming emotionally attached. And of course, there are some things a monkey just won't do. Now, since I've started doing this routine, people have been coming up to me to help me with it. New and worse jokes. What do you call 6,000 lawyers chained together at the bottom of the sea? A good beginning. I happen to like lawyers. Especially, I like my lawyer, Bernard. I admire my attorney, Bernie. I'm impressed with his influential friends. He's got very big connections, so I follow his directions. Bernie knows his way around, and so I always do what Bernie recommends. I am blessed with my attorney, Bernie. I'm impressed with the way he runs the store. He's got Dodger season boxes and an office full of foxes. It's amazing all the different things your average guy might need a lawyer for. Bernie tells me what to do. Bernie lays it on the line. Bernie says we sue, we sue. Bernie says we sign, we sign. I'm in touch with my attorney, Bernie. In a clutch, he can speed right to the scene. And if I'm locked up in the jail with just one phone call for my bail, he says to call his club collect or deal directly with his answering machine. When I dine with my attorney, Bernie, he buys wine from the rare imported rack. That's 'cause Bernie is a purist, not your polyester tourist. Bernie waves the glass around a while, then takes a sip and always sends it back. Bernie tells me what to do. Bernie lays it on the line. Bernie says we sue, we sue. Bernie says we sign, we sign. I admire my attorney, Bernie. I admire any guy who knows his stuff. Sure, we blew a couple ventures with the counterfeit debentures, but you win a few, you lose a few, like Bernie says, keep on hanging tough. Thanks to you, my attorney, Bernie. Thanks to you, I'm considered well-to-do. Sure, I made out like a bandit, just exactly like you planned it, but like Murray, my accountant, told me yesterday, I owe it all to you. Bernie tells me what to do. Bernie lays it on the line. Bernie says we sue, we sue. Bernie says we sign, we sign. On the dotted line. You know, for every song that becomes a hit, there were 15 or 20 or more that didn't make it. Here's some of the songs that didn't make it. What's that in the pool? Algae. Chopped liver, onions on the side. My social life has died from you. Born free, my father's a doctor. When any lunges out and it bites off your snout, that's amore. Short and fat and dull and ugly. The girl with emphysema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes. We've been seeing the lost episodes of The Honeymooners, lost episodes of Bonanza. I think they could lose those again. Here are the lost lyrics to Cheers. This is really from the original. They didn't have time to put it on the TV, but I found it in the sheet music one day. It's wonderful. So we'll start with what we know. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, Norm, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see that people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the cat up by its tail, and your third fiancé didn't show. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. You want to be where you can see that people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Roll out of bed, Mr. Coffee's dead. The morning's looking bright, and your shrink ran off to Europe and didn't even write. And your husband wants to be a girl. Be glad there's one place in the world where everybody knows your name. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. My account is overdrawn. My car slid down the hill. I'm giving up. I've got no more to give. My beagle bit the vet. My daughter's on the pill. And my ficus plant has lost its will to live. I owe Master Charge my life. I've got adolescent skin. My doctor says I can't use any salt. My waist is getting thick, but my hair is getting thin, and my house is on the San Andreas Fault. I need your help, Barry Manilow. I'm miserable and I don't know what to do. Sing me a song, sing it sad and low. No one knows how to suffer quite like you. My shrink is out of town. My love life is a joke. My ex-wife sold my diary to Rona. All my ashtrays overflow. I don't even smoke. And my sinuses came back from Arizona. Hello, Mandy. It's me. I'm here at the Copa. You know, the Copacabana. I know I don't write the songs that make the whole world sing, but I do know one thing, Mandy. I can't smile without you. Forget Lola. Remember that weekend in New England? I thought then this could be the magic at last. Now here I am, trying to get the feeling again, but I made it through the rain without an umbrella. I need your help, Barry Manilow. Your songs can really comfort the unlucky. Sing me a song, sing it sad and low. I wish I didn't have to feel so yucky. It rhymes. I wish I didn't have to feel Big Barry Manilow ending so yucky. I've had a special request, but I'm going to continue playing anyway. When I was a lad in a fishing town, an old man said to me, you can live a life, a jolly life, just a sailing on the sea. You can search the world for pretty girls till your eyes grow weak and dim. But don't go swimming with a mermaid, son, if you don't know how to swim. If you don't know how to swim. For her hair is green as seaweed, and her eyes are blue and pale. But I'll tell you now before you start, you may love that girl with all your heart, but you're just gonna love the upper part. You're not gonna like that tail. So I signed on to a whaling ship, and my very first day at sea, I seen a mermaid in the waves reaching out to me. Come live with me in the sea, said she, and down on the ocean's floor, I'll show you 1,000 wondrous things you've never seen before. You've never seen before. So over I jumped, and she pulled me down to a seaweed bed, and a pillow made of tortoiseshell she placed beneath my head. She served me shrimps and caviar upon a silver dish. She was just my taste right down to the waist, but the rest of her was fish. Yes, the rest of her was a fish. Yes, her hair was green as seaweed, and her eyes were blue and pale, and her face, it was a work of art. But I only gave her half my heart, 'cause though I loved the upper part, I could not love that tail. And then one day when I looked up, I saw a sailing ship, and I met the stare of a millionaire out on a fishing trip. A diamond ring he tied to a string and lowered it down in the water. And my love divine, she went for his line, and that was the way he caught her. Yes, that was the way he caught her. So into the tide I sat and I cried, and I sang to the clams and the whales how I missed her eyes and her seaweed hair and the silvery shine of her scales. Just then, her sister, she swam by and set my heart a-whirl. For her upper half was an ugly fish, but the bottom part was girl. Yes, the bottom half was a girl. Yes, her toes are round and rosy, and her knees are slim and pale, and her legs, they are a work of art. And I love that girl with all my heart, and I don't give a damn about the upper part, and that's how I end my tale. Thank you. Well, lest you think I'm running a sexist routine here, we have songs to offend everybody. This is the counterpart to The Mermaid. Well, a Scotsman clad in kilt left a bar one evening fair. Don't get ahead of me. And one could tell by how he walked that he drunk more than his share. He fumbled round until he could no longer keep his feet, and he stumbled off into the grass to sleep beside the street. Ring-ding-diddle-diddle-I-O, ring-ding-diddle-I-O. He stumbled off into the grass to sleep beside the street. About that time, two young and lovely girls just happened by. One says to the other with a twinkle in her eye, "See yon sleeping Scotsman, so strong and handsome built. I wonder if it's true what they don't wear beneath the kilt." Ring-ding-diddle-diddle-I-O, ring-ding-diddle-I-O. I wonder if it's true what they don't wear beneath the kilt. They crept up on that sleeping Scotsman, quiet as could be, lifted up his kilt about an inch so they could see, and there behold for them to view beneath his Scottish skirt was nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. Ring-ding-diddle-diddle-I-O, ring-ding-diddle-I-O. 'Twas nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. They marveled for a moment, then one said, "We must be gone. Let's leave a present for our friend before we move along." As a gift they left a blue silk ribbon tied into a bow. Around the bonny star the Scots kilted lift and show. Ring-ding-diddle-diddle-I-O, ring-ding-diddle-I-O. Around the bonny star the Scots kilted lift and show. Now the Scotsman woke to nature's call and stumbled towards the trees. Behind the bush he lifts his kilt and gawks at what he sees. And in a startled voice he says to what's before his eyes, "Oh lad, I don't know where you been, but I see you won first prize." Ring-ding-diddle-I-O, ring-ding-diddle-I-O. Oh lad, I don't know where you been, but I see you won first prize. Women today are speaking their minds as never before. Why, just the other night I brought one home with me. Around about 2 in the morning she said that I needed to go to a sex clinic. Said I should ask for the emergency room. Well, I say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em. Shall we join the ladies? Yes, do, let's join the ladies and make one great big lady. Did you miss that, sir? Taken separately, the girls can be confusing, but as a whole, they might, I think, be quite amusing. I'd rather have one enormous lady with 2 tremendous eyes than 20 with 40 of ordinary size. I move we join those darling daughters, I mean join them to each other and make one great huge mother. You maintain that if she's big, she'll be ungainly. But I maintain that you're a prig who spouts inanely. My cousin Denise weighed 700 pounds and wasn't fat at all. She was indeed quite slender, though tall, terribly tall. Oh, what a fine finale for such a summer's day, for in the damp and sultry weather, the ladies seem to tend to stick together. Anyway, have you ever noticed that? So shall we join the ladies, I mean really join the ladies and make one great big lady? What do you say? Queen Kong, right? The line between show business and religion grows thinner every day. This is a joke that tells itself, right? So it is entirely possible, given the current trend of events, that we might turn on the TV someday and see a commercial like this. First you get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Do whatever steps you want if you have cleared them with the pontiff. Everybody say his own Kyrie eleison, doing the Vatican rag. Get in line in that processional, step into that small confessional. They're the guy who's got the religional. Tell you if your sin's original. If it is, try playing it safer. Drink the wine and chew the wafer. 2, 4, 6, 8. Time to transubstantiate. Ba 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 ba. So you get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Make a cross on your abdomen. When in Rome, do like a Roman. Oy vey Maria. Gee, it's good to see ya. Getting ecstatic and sort of dramatic and doing the Vatican rag. Ba 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 ba. It is getting harder and harder to raise children. This is called A Chat with Your Mother. Oh, the pirates in their fetid galleons, daggers in their skivvies, with infected tattooed fingers on a blunderbuss or two, signs of scurvy in their eyes and only mermaids on their minds. It's from them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat. It's F word this and F word that. I can't control the way you young folks talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There's the lumberjacks from Kodiak, vacationing in Anchorage, enchanted with their pine tar soup and caribou shampoo, with 7 weeks of back pay in their aromatic woolens. It's from them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat. It's F word this and F word that. I can't control the way you young folks talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There's the militant survivalist with Gucci bandoleros, taking tacky, khaki, walkie-talkies to the rendezvous. I like that line. Taking tacky, khaki, walkie-talkies to the rendezvous. Can we do that together? Taking tacky, khaki, walkie-talkies to the rendezvous. Wonderful. Trading all the latest armor, piercing ammo information. It's from them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat. It's F word this and F word that. I can't control the way you young folks talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use an F word with your mother. There are jocks who think that God himself is drooling in the bleachers in a cold November downpour with a belly full of brew, whose entire grasp of heaven has a lot to do with football. It's from them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. There's degenerate musicians with their filthy pinko lyrics. Who destroy the social fabric and enjoy it when they do, with their groupies and addictions and their poor heartbroken parents. It's from them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. Everybody, we sit down to have a chat. It's F word this and F word that. I can't control the way you young folks talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. Remember Saturday Night Fever? Hello? Here's Saturday Morning Fever. On Saturday morning I was watching Road Runner on the box. That poor Coyote Wiley's still taking his hard knocks. He still gets gadgets in the mail to help him fight his fight. And he still gets squashed by boulders and blown up with dynamite. On Saturday morning I was watching Bugs Bunny on the TV screen. That poor Elmer Fudd gets treated so doggone mean. Doggone mean. That nice widow bald man has got a lot of rotten luck. When he's not taking it from that rabbit, you know he's getting it from that Daffy Duck. Saturday morning, play the blues. Woo! On Saturday morning there was Popeye the Sailor Man. He gets it on when he gets into that spinach can. He beats the hell out of Pluto and always gets that Goyle. Skinny but sexy, sleazy, easy olive oil. Oh, Popeye, Saturday morning. As you might have guessed, I don't have a lot of country western in my act. Did you guess that? But every once in a while I have to make room for a very special country western song. We used to get hammered every afternoon at 5, and for 2 hours we'd keep pouring them down. Doubles for $2 till we could barely survive. Then we'd walk out the door and weave all over town. We were ripped, we were staggered, we were hopelessly blind. We were drunk on love and anything else we could find. But then you sobered up and you drifted away. Now happy hour is the saddest time of the day. I even learned some country licks for this. Can't you remember the good times we had, juicing it up at the bar? We would have been terrors out on the road, but we never could locate the car. We were ripped, we were staggered, we were hopelessly blind. We were drunk on love and anything else we could find. But then you sobered up and you drifted away. Now happy hour is the saddest time of the day. Oh, darling, how could you leave me after... I love songs where you get to talk in the middle. Oh, darling, how could you leave me after all the good times we had? Remember the time you set my car on fire? After you caught me in the back seat with the cocktail waitress? Talk about a hot date. Hooey! We nearly melted in each other's arms. But the way you used to light up the filter tip of your cigarette all the time and just smoke it right down. Said it reminded you of Cleveland. Or the way I used to stagger into the wrong restroom. That's how we met. Up close and personal. Or the quiet times when we'd stop and get pizza and go home and have nightmares together. How about the New Year's Eve you passed out and your ice cream nearly froze to death? Boy, we're talking fun. How could you leave all that? I mean, it's not as if we were alcoholics. 10 or 15 cocktails before dinner, a couple of bottles of wine, some brandy nightcaps. We knew our limits. Now we don't even speak the same language anymore. I speak tequila and you speak Perrier. Might as well be Greek to me. Now I sit drinking your doubles and mine. With a million memories, take your pick. Then the tears start falling like Thunderbird wine. I just can't go on, I think I'm gonna be sick. We were ripped, we were staggered, we were hopelessly blind. We were drunk on love and anything else we could find. But then you sobered up and you drifted away. Now happy hour is the saddest time. Yes, happy hour is the saddest time. Whoa, happy hour is the saddest time of the day. Ooh. Somebody buy me a drink. You gotta have a little pity for people who live next to piano players. All those years I tried to make sound like. So here's the sufferer's point of view, told by the sufferer. I gotta move. I gotta move. That's what I tell my landlord. Landlord, I gotta move. 'Cause there's a man lives right upstairs from me, making a nightmare of some melody. This is a situation not likely to improve. He goes a rumble, rumble, rumble on the left hand. He goes a tinkle, tinkle, tinkle on the right. Rumble, 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 tinkle, 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 plays piano all night. He goes a rumble, rumble, rumble on the bottom. He goes a tinkle, tinkle, tinkle on the top. Rumble, 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 tinkle, 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 positively won't stop. I try to knock and knock and knocking on the ceiling. I try to knock and knock and knocking on the wall. He takes a breather. No, he doesn't either, just when I figure that's all. He goes a rumble, rumble, rumble on the black keys. He goes a tinkle, tinkle, tinkle on the white. Rumble, 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 tinkle, 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 plays piano all right, but he plays piano all night. Instead of cooking himself a quiet kettle of tea up there, or maybe getting himself a girl and taking her out somewhere, instead of sitting around reading the jokes, washing his socks, writing his folks, taking a pill, sleeping the night through, what does he do? What does he do? He goes a rumble, 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 look at the whole building crumble. Tinkle, 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 look at the wallpaper wrinkle. Rumble, 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 tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. He could give insomnia to Rip Van Winkle with his rumble, rumble, rumble. I got a good right to grumble. Tinkle, 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 rumble, tinkle. Somebody please break his lease. I tried to hammer, hammer, hammer on the steam pipe. I tried to holler, holler, holler down the hall. I got a feeling he'll come through the ceiling, Bigfoot, piano, and all. He goes a fumbly, fumbly, fumbly on the left hand. He goes grope, grope, groping on the right. Fumbly, fum, grope, fumbly, fum, grope, fumbly, grope, fumble, still he gets it right. But he plays piano all night. Take that, Jerry Lee! We must have lunch real soon, your luggage is checked through. We've got inflation licked, I'll get right back to you. It's just a standard form, tomorrow without fail. Pleased to meet you, thanks a lot, your check is in the mail. Marooned, marooned, marooned in a blizzard of lies. Marooned, marooned, marooned in a blizzard of lies. Your toes and knees aren't all you'll freeze when you're in it up to your thighs. It looks like snow, but you never know when you're marooned in a blizzard of lies. You may have won a prize, won't wrinkle, shrink, or peel. Your secret's safe with me, this is a real good deal. It's finger-licking good, strictly by the book. What's fair is fair, I'll be right there, I am not a crook. Maroon, maroon, maroon in a blizzard of lies. Maroon, maroon, maroon in a blizzard of lies. Better watch your step when your old dog Shep can't even look you in the eyes. You're cold and lost and you're double-crossed when you're marooned in a blizzard of lies. We'll send someone right out, now this won't hurt a bit. Your secret's safe with me, the coat's a perfect fit. It's strictly fresh today, service with a smile. I'll love you, darling, till I die. We'll keep your name on file. Maroon, maroon, maroon in a blizzard of lies. Maroon, maroon, maroon in a blizzard of lies. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you're in for a big surprise when you're maroon. Maroon, 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 maroon in a blizzard of lies, a blizzard of lies. Well, buckaroos, time to gather up the dogies and put them in the corral. Does anybody here know what that means? Happy trails to you until we meet again. Feel free to sway. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Is there anybody here who hasn't heard the Roy Rogers joke? I only need one volunteer. Good. Roy Rogers bought himself a brand new pair of cowboy boots. No, wait a minute. Roy Rogers bought himself a brand new pair of comboot bats. No, that's not it either. You can't do business by mail. You gotta go in and try them on. Roy Rogers bought himself a brand new pair of cowboy boots. And he brought them home and he saddle soaked them and he laid them out on the porch to cure in the night air. But when he woke up in the morning, they were in shreds, tatters. Leading off into the distance, mountain lion tracks. Well, kissing Dale goodbye, he jumped on his stuffed horse Trigger. You believe they did. Headed off into the sunrise to track down the mountain lion. He found it. He shot it. He threw it on the back of the horse. He rode back into camp. Dale met him on the porch and said, "Pardon me, Roy, is that the cat who chewed your new shoes?" That's why I asked. Happy trails to you. I would have gone further, but I run out of keys. Till we meet again. For many years, there's been a movement to replace the Star-Spangled Banner as the national anthem. Many people maintain it's unsingable, that it glorifies war. It's not in anybody's key, and nobody knows the damn second verse. Do you? I'd like to propose the following song for the new American International Folk Anthem because everybody knows the words. It's in everybody's key, and it truly expresses where America is at in the late 1980s and the 90s and the turn of the century to come. Can you feel the thrill of the moment? Can you see them starting the Super Bowl this way? Please, as you recognize the melody, hand on your heart, ears up. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. M-I-C-K-Y-M-O-U-S-A-E. Mickey Mouse.
Donald Duck.
Thank you. I've been stuck here sometimes till 4 in the morning waiting for a Donald Duck. One more time. Mickey Mouse. Oh, what a good group. Forever let us hold our banners high, 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 high. M-I-C, see you real soon. K-Y, why? Because we like you and we're paid to be here. M-O-U-S, 4-part harmony. E. The secret word was Regan and Meese. Nobody said it. Thank you very much. Thank you.